Good evening, YouTube. You guys are now watching another segment of the TheCaliEffect. Today we're going to be talking about the Satellar deck profile, the guys that the deck that you guys have been requesting for quite some time. I'm probably going to do another deck profile today, if not just a dual video and a deck profile, maybe 3 videos today, just to catch up a little bit. But this is the Satellar deck that I was using, and I'll be happy to profile it. First is one copy of BLS. I feel like BLS is superior to Honest, mainly because it is. BLS is a 3000 beater that does all the work on its own. Honest requires you, to have a monster and then battle, and then you have to discard Honest from your hand. I just didn't like the feel of Honest in this deck, in particular, but BLS definitely does handle all of the work for you, being able to swing for game at sometimes. I have at least 7 targets, 5 of them being in the main board in this deck, so I feel really comfortable with playing BLS, especially since I have recursion in the form of Warrior Returning Alive. Now, you don't have to return BLS with Warrior Returning Alive. It's just nice to have some type of recursion for him so he can be summoned multiple times and overwhelm the opponent. Next is one copy of Photon Thrasher. I feel like Photon Thrasher was necessary, but not more than one. Mainly because it does get your plays off. It does open up. You can't open up with Thrasher and then eventually open up with 5 monsters on the field. You summon Thrasher, or you special summon Thrasher. You normal summon Altair. You chain Katageki. Altair special summons. Deneb, or Vega, Vega special summons Altair. Altair special summons Deneb, and there you go, 5 monsters in the field. Thrasher helps pull that off, and with that you can make a rank 3 play, or rank 4 with 3 monster material play, and then a 2 monster material play, and keep on going from there. I feel like that's pretty cool. Normally that extra 2 play will be King of Pharaoh Imps, but we'll talk about that later. Really, Photon Thrasher has that type of synergy with the deck, but you don't want more than one, because there's ever times where I want to play my whole hand. Next is 3 copies of Satellar Altair. Altair is the junk synchron of the deck. I really like the way he's going. It's just a really good card in my opinion. He gets to target one of the monsters in the graveyard, or one of your Tellarknight monsters in the graveyard, and special summon it. The only problem with him is that he cannot, Tellarknight monsters cannot attack, Tellarknight monsters are the only monsters that can attack. My apologies. When you go into him, so if you are going into him for a quick little rank 4 play, make sure that it's something like Exiton, Black Shippercorn, Diamond Dyer, just something to get rid of the opponent's threat, or if your opponent doesn't have any threats, something to advance your game state, because you will not be able to attack with that card. I've made that mistake in the first video, and I will never make that mistake again. But overall, Altair is probably one of my favorites. It's the best card in here, besides the Stratos. That's F3. 3 mana get Stratos, as everybody will know. Satellarknight Deneb. When Deneb is summoned, you can add 1 Tellarknight monster from your deck to your hand. This is the card you want in your hand into your graveyard as fast as possible. Just because of that effect, it allows you to keep on cycling through your Altairs. It allows you to keep on getting Vegas. It's just the key core card of the deck. And like I said, it's Stratos F3, so why not play it? It's just so good. It's not even a question that we should run 3 of these. You put this in the graveyard, or you put it into your hand and you keep searching. Vega might seem bad. I actually grow on to Vega because when I first seen it, I was like, its effect is trash, but it kind of makes up for it. Deneb really makes up for it. You get Deneb into your hand and you special summon it with Vega. You're still in a good position, and on top of that, you can special summon with Vega and still be able to go into your rank 4 play, your 2 monster rank 4 play, and still be able to attack. That I can really appreciate from Vega. Next would be 3 Katageki. Now, I chose Katageki over any of the other 4 monsters I could be playing, like Photon Thrasher or the Butter Spy monster, because of because of a couple of reasons. First of all, it's BLS fit. Like I said, BLS makes games, so why not play it? Secondly, it's searchable through King of Pharaoh Imp, so I don't have to waste a reinforcement of the army target on Katageki, so I felt that Katageki was superior. Thirdly, Katageki is extremely flexible. You summon whatever, it doesn't matter. You summon Vega, Vega special summon Altair, Altair special summon Deneb. But when you summon Vega, you could have chained Katageki, special summon, and still continue to go on with your play, because these monsters cannot miss timing. They said if, and then you can. So they will never miss timing if you want them to. They will always form in a separate chain if all else fails. So Katageki is just really good in that sense. It's also very, like I said, it's very searchable through King of Pharaoh Servant Imps. One of those plays that you probably need to make if your opponent stops you, if your opponent wants to max you and you need to play for next turn. Katageki really sets that up. Next will be Summoner Monk. The reason why I play Summoner Monk Not because I run so many spells. I actually run so many spells so I can play Summoner Monk. Because I feel Summoner Monk is really needed on a deck that doesn't have too many monsters. If you see me look up all the Satellar Knight monsters, most, or the ones that I didn't play, are pretty bad. This one sends a monster from the deck to the graveyard. Like, I really need that. It's a nice beater, though. I'll give it that. Owl's Ham inflicts 1,000 to your opponent. This one special summons a monster from your hand. Or, I'm sorry, sends a Tellarknight monster from your hand and draws a card. That's not bad, but it's not like, oh my god, it's amazing. So with that being said, I want to get these monsters out to the field as fast as possible. More specifics, I want to bring out Deneb and Omega. If a monster is in my graveyard in opening, if a monster is already in my graveyard, I'll bring out Altair. And that's just going to set up a rank 3 play no matter what. Summoner Monk is a pretty good card in here, getting rid of the dead upstart goblins that I have to play, the Typhoons that'll probably be dead. And keep in mind that I'm playing this for Devpro, so not everybody's going to be playing Lightsworn. Next for spells, 2 reinforcements on Army. I'm not really going to explain that card. It searches out a good portion of my deck, the main cards in my deck. Dark Hole, 3 Upstart Goblin. Like I said, the biggest reason why I'm running 3 Upstart Goblin is because of Summoner Monk. I would not like to run Upstart Goblin, but just for the fact that it does get me closer to my combo pieces, and this is a combo deck, I don't feel that it's that bad in here. 2 copies of the Warrior Returning Alive. This returns my Altair back to my hand when the late game. This returns my Vegas when I need a big play. It returns my BLS when I want to go for game again after the solid warning did. It's just a really good card in here. I really don't feel anything more than 2 is necessary. Triple copies of Mystical Space Typhoon because they're Typhoon, and 1 Book of Moon. As you guys can see, I am running Book of Moon Dark Hole. This is Devpro. You probably want to run Book of Moon Dark Hole on Devpro just because there's a different feel to Devpro than in real life. I really feel like Dark Hole is still an underrated card and you want to use it regardless now, especially after playtesting without it. Next is Bottomless. 3 copies of Dimensional Prison. While I'm not like extremely sold on this, I'd probably drop a Dimensional Prison as soon as I find a better trap, or just one of them. Dimensional Prison does get rid of the hands, and that's something that I can't appreciate in here, especially since everybody that isn't Lightsworn crazy is hand crazy. Dimensional Prison does get his job done. 2 copies of Breakthrough Skill. Breakthrough Skill to break those monsters. Break them again when you do on your turn. Break them on your opponent's turn. Just a really good card. Compulse. 2 copies of Wiretap. This deck needs to go in and I need to stop trap cards. 2 copies of Black Horn of Heaven and 1 Solemn Warning. That's practically going to sum up the monster lineup. I feel that it's a very solid monster lineup, and there's nothing much else to be done. The extra deck could be changed up a little bit if you guys want to. I rarely go into Ouroboros, but as you guys can see in the last game, I needed to go into him until I realized that you only can use his effect once. I probably would take him off for Rhapsody, but 1 copy of him. This would be the star rank 3 of the deck, or rank 4 that requires 3 monsters of the deck. Some people think that it's him. No, it's Byline to Sigma. Byline to Sigma gets rid of threats. That's the only thing I can say. It gets rid of threats, period. It's a really good card. Next runner-up would be Satellar Knight Deltaros. The reason why I would say Deltaros is second, because like I said, it gets rid of cards, but Deltaros is your default triple rank 4 or triple rank 4 monster play. It does destroy cards on the field. It does prevent your monsters from getting bottomless and stuff like that. It's a pretty decent card. I really like the way I really like its requirements, requiring 3 level 4 monsters as opposed to requiring just 3, Satellar Knight monsters, which allows, Kadageki and Summoner Monk to be flexed in there. And it does destroy cards on the field. That's pretty good. When it leaves the field, I can special summon a Satellar monster from my hand or deck, which will probably be Deneb to gain me more advantage. Next is number Ragnar 0, 103 Ragnar 0. Omega, we have enough light monsters. King of Feral Lips, because of Kadageki. This card, I've never summoned this one, and I can't imagine, I really can't imagine a way where I would summon it, but its effect seems pretty good. When it's XC summon, return all other cards on the field to the hand. See, that's the thing I like about this card, and that's what drove me to play this card, but I just have not played it yet. I can only assume that it'll be good when I do. Korn, 101, Diamond Dyer, Paladynamo, Exciton, Dweller, and Cowboy. That is practically going to sum up the Satellar Knight deck profile. Your main combos of the deck is probably to make sure you get Deneb out. If you open Deneb in Kadageki, you go Deneb, Kadageki. Deneb's going to search out Altair, and then you exceed summon it to King of Feral Imps. Feral Imps search out the second Kadageki. Therefore, next turn you can go Deneb into or I'm sorry, Altair into Deneb, Deneb effect, search another Altair, so, you know, summon Kanageki, and then you go into your rank 3 play, or your 3 rank 4 play. It just, that's one of the opening combos, but I'm pretty sure you guys can see the gist of how this deck works. It's not really that hard to play. It's not that hard to master. But thank you guys for watching another segment of the Cali Effect. Please like, comment, subscribe, but most of all, enjoy.